Hello and welcome to the Stitch Cræft Podcast. My name is Leah. I'm coming to you from Newfoundland. Here on my channel, I like to chat about knitting predominantly, sewing, things like that. I knit and sew in black a lot and a lot of monotone colors. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, grab a cup of tea or coffee and hang out with me for a little while. I'm really happy to see you guys today or chat with you guys. It's been a little while. I started some classes in university, so I've been very busy and just trying to kind of like get a grasp on, school and having children and, life and everything, and trying to figure out how to put it all together. So it feels like we're figuring it out now. So I thought it would be fun to come back on here and say hello to everybody. I have a good few things to talk about today, although not a ton, because my knitting and crafting time has definitely been reduced, but definitely I'm still doing it. So, and I think actually it's been since before Christmas that I did a video. So I do have some things, some like gifts and stuff that I made for people to show you. So yeah, I have some finished objects and some things that I'm working on, and I wanted to tell you guys about that. So yeah. Finished objects we should start with, I guess. I made a bunch of these Bestie bags for my girls for Christmas. This is one made of like a black denim, and I did a little tie so that you can tie it up instead of the buckles. That way it's like really adjustable. And yeah, they turned out so cute. This is the medium size one. I made for the medium-sized daughters, and I made this tiny little corduroy one, which I'm obsessed with the color of this. I got it, it's a cotton corduroy from Blackbird fabrics, and it is just the most adorable color. I put little pins on each of my girls' bags. This is a little hedgehog with a daisy. It's not gonna show you. There you go. So this is the like tiny one, which I'm kind of considering making one for myself, just as like a little, little carry around bag with my phone. It's so cute. This one has a pin with a little cat bat. Little witchy cat bat. And then memento. I made myself one. So this is like the large size one. The thing I love about my bag is that I used a Japanese printed cotton for the inside, and it's so pretty. It's got pockets, lots of pockets. There's surprisingly a lot of space in this bag, so you can put so much in it. Everything I need, I can take. And I did mine where, it's kind of hard to show on camera, but it ties. So again, it's adjustable. I do think I made the ties a little bit too long. I think that I should go back and make them a bit shorter, but it's really cute. It has like a little bow. Yeah. So that's the Bestie bag. I think the pattern is Blackbird fabrics as well. And yeah, it's a really easy bag pattern. It's perfect. I would totally suggest it because it comes in different sizes, and you can use different types of fabric, and it's just great. It's a super easy pattern. It's actually my first time ever putting a zipper in something, and it turned out a lot easier than I thought that it was going to be. I was very intimidated by zippers for a really long time, and now I'm not intimidated by them anymore, so that's good. Another thing, of course, is the top I'm wearing. This is the Millie cardigan by Irene Lin, and I think it's just the absolute cutest thing in the world. It's got like a really nice long ribbing with like these tiny like little scallop details with these little bits here. They almost look like bows or little butterflies. It's a real button placket, although I would never, I don't think, wear it open. And yeah, it's all over lace. And I just think it's so whimsical and beautiful. I knit this with Knitting for Olive merino and mohair held together. Oh yeah, and it's got this like braided detail that goes down. I knit the size 2, the second size, and I think I increased my needle size as well, which I do quite often have to do because of my gauge. And yeah, it turned out so flowy and pretty and whimsical, and I love it. One second, my kitty is asking to come in. Not up, wants to get in. She just wants to see what I'm doing. She doesn't like doors being closed. If there are doors closed, she will meow outside of them just to see what's going on. Make sure everybody's awake because, you know, we can't be asleep if she's awake. She's grown a lot since probably she was shown on here. She's a really good kitty. Her name's Gojira. Yeah, so the Irene Lin Millie cardigan, great pattern. It's got these like little puff sleeves. I really like a bracelet length sleeve, but if I had my time back, I think I would have added one extra row, like one extra lace pattern panel to make them just like a little bit longer. And I might go back and do that at some point because I feel like they're just a little bit too short. I'm kind of like long in the arms and torso compared to like my size. So I often feel like my sleeves end up a little bit too short. And like, I feel like when you finish a sweater, I don't know if it's like the bending of the elbows, it like makes the sleeve shorter over time. So yeah, and I feel like I know that, and then I still, when I'm doing sleeves pretty much every time, I think I should knit these like an inch longer, and then I'm like, no, this is definitely enough, and it almost never is. So yeah, but all in all, I'm really, really pleased with how it turned out. It looks so cute with high-waisted skirts. It's like a little bit too cropped for high-waisted jeans even, unless they're like crazy high-waisted, which I don't have any of those. But I think it looks really whimsical and beautiful. Yeah, nothing to say about it negative. It's a gorgeous pattern. All of Irene Lin's patterns are really unique and whimsical and beautiful and well written, and you should knit some of them, put them on your list because they're fantastic. Yeah, what else? Oh, speaking of, no, I won't do that yet. We'll keep going with the works in progress, or the finished objects. I'm a little out of practice, obviously, because I haven't been here in a little while. Over the winter, I needed a nice quick project, so I made this, what is it called? The Weekender headband? Weekend headband? It's by Petite knit, and it's like a double knit. It's really thick. It's all ribbing, and then you kind of like do like a stitch to cinch it together. So it's really simple pattern, and it keeps my ears so nice and warm. I really love it for like ponytail days when you know, didn't wash your hair and you just want to wear a ponytail, but you still need to keep your ears warm and you don't want to put on a hat. It's perfect for those days. And because it's so thick, it really keeps your head and your ears nice and warm when you live in a cold climate like I do. This was also knit with Knitting for Olive, merino and mohair held together. And yeah, that's my headband, and I really love it a lot. I wear it all the time, which obviously means I have my hair in a ponytail quite often. And then I needed another quick project. That's kind of been my thing a lot lately. I've been just needing something really simple, something I can do in the middle, in between studying, or so I'm majoring in folklore in university, and There's actually like 2 other people in my class that knit or crochet during class. So I've been like looking for patterns. My class is like 75 minutes long. So I've been looking for things that are like really easy, that I don't have to like look at a pattern too much, easy to knit while sitting in class and paying attention to my professor. But yeah, it's so funny that when I went into class, my first day, I had my knitting in my bag because I take it everywhere with me. And, but I felt too shy to take it out because, like, you know, I haven't been back to in-class university in a really long time. And then a girl next to me like pulled out her knitting and I was like, oh. And then a girl next to her pulled out like a crochet project and I was like, I feel like I belong here. This place is great. So yeah, and my professor thinks it's so cute that we're just sitting there knitting. So anyway, here's another quick, easy project. I would really wanted a red pop of color because, I don't know, 'tis the season, or if you've been around here for a while, you know that every now and then I feel the need to knit a pop of color to put in my wardrobe. And then I very rarely wear it, but this is so like small as far as pops of colors go. I feel like it fits really well in my wardrobe, and it's perfect for spring because it keeps the back of my neck warm, but it's not like big and bulky, you know? So yeah, this is called this is how I wear it. I think it's so cute. This is called the Fancy Camp Bandana by Olieanach Knits, a pattern designer who lives where I live. So we know each other well. We go have coffees and knit sometimes. And I asked her if she would send me a copy of the pattern, and she did, and it's great. It's a really nice, quick pattern. It has the vibes of like an actual kind of like old bandana with these little eyelet details. And I think the color just matches it so well. I knit this with Ramagarn Finul, 1 strand. I don't remember what the colorway color is. It's like a heathered orangey red. It's my favorite color, red. If I have to choose a red, this would be it. So yeah, this is just the cutest little thing. I love it. You can also wear it obviously like a regular bandana. And just be like, you know, cool, like a cool person who wears bandanas around their neck. Yeah, like that. I think I'm gonna make more of these. Have like a few in different colors, just so like when I do feel like having a small pop of color, I can throw this guy on. And yeah, it's like, it doesn't take very long. I knit this up in like a couple of days, and I wasn't knitting at it constantly, just like a little bit here and there. So yeah, the original pattern calls for knitting it in 2 strands of mohair, so it's really like light and fluffy, but I wanted it to be a little bit heavier to actually keep me warm. So again, it's like totally modifiable, you know. If you want to knit with a couple of strands of mohair and have a really light fluffy guy, then you can do that too. But I'm really pleased with, Ramagarn is like a sport weight, so I'm really pleased with how it's still really light and airy, especially with like the eyelet details and stuff. I love it. I think it's so cute. I keep getting mohair fluff on my lip. So that's it. That's it as far as my finished projects go, I think. Unless I'm forgetting something, which is highly likely. Yeah, so works in progress. This is something I've been working on since I think like January, and it's Irene Lin as well. So it's this pattern, this designer, but this pattern I saw, she posted it on Instagram, and I think it was in a knitting book or magazine. And then I think how it works usually if something's in a magazine is that you're not allowed to kind of like sell it individually until after a certain period of time. So she put this one out. It's probably got fluff and animal hairs all over it. Yeah, it's called Quince. So the top like panel here is just mohair. It's very see-through. And then you add in mohair, you add in the merino with it to make it thicker. And the whole body is a twisted rib. So that wasn't too difficult. It was pretty mindless and I was really enjoying it up until I got to the lace section, which I have started, and it's so beautiful. It looks like flowers blooming, kind of like tulips, which I thought was so nice for spring. And yeah, it'll be like slightly cropped like usual for me. And it has kind of like big puffy sleeves, and on the end of the sleeves is a lace panel the same as well. And it's got like a kind of loose, flowy fit, same as this one. So I think it's gonna fit really nice. This is one of those, like, I'm really excited for the finished garment to actually wear it, because I feel like it's gonna be so beautiful. But when I got to the lace panel, and I've done a fair bit of it, it just was like, it was too much concentration for a lot of the activities that I've been doing. Like, you know, I'm going to my Sunday Sweater Club knitting circle where I have to like chat. And so, or like I get to chat, I don't have to chat, I get to, you know, it's really fun. And I found it was like just too much work to have to like look at the pattern all the time. So I kind of put it on like a semi-hold for a little while, just to be able to work on something that's a bit more mindless. Maybe when I get a break from university, I'll pick it back up again and try to get the lace panel finished, start on the sleeves, and then again, it's another like long way of just like twisted ribs. So that's pretty mindless again. Yeah, but you know, again, Irene Lin, this is the third pattern I've done by her, and it's beautiful, super well written, easy instructions, interesting, you know, way of doing different things, but none of it is like really difficult. She makes such beautiful patterns, and I'm really excited to wear this. I do hope I get it done by like, you know, I know it's spring in most places, but where I live, you know, it's still snowing occasionally. Last night we got some hail and freezing rain. Today it's surprisingly warm, but winter is not over for us. It never is this early in the year. So yeah, that's Quince by Irene Lin. And yeah, I just have one more pattern that I'm working on, one more project that I'm working on. And I recently made an order with the Icelandic store for some plutelopi. So I've got lots of cakes. I don't know what it is about this time of year, but I crave a nice project with unspun wool. And like, I find that a sweater knit with unspun wool for my climate in the spring is just lovely, because it's still really warm, but it has kind of that like light, airy feeling. You know, you're kind of tired of wearing really heavy winter clothes all the time. So I was craving something warm, but light and airy to just feel less heavy and bogged down. So I ordered a bunch of plutelopi cakes, and I have mine in this project bag. I made this project bag a long time ago. I got a few pins on it, and usually when I'm knitting out of it, I kind of roll the top down, and it's got pockets and stuff inside and some cute little like fabric details. I got this pattern from, what's her name? Amy Bornman. have one of her books called How to Sew. It's actually a really great book. I'm not sure if I showed it here before, but it's like really simple patterns with great instructions, and inside the book there's actually like, one second, I'll just show you. There's a pocket here that actually like has the sewing patterns in it that you can like take out and trace or cut out. It's a great book. I've had it for a while. Oh yeah, it's called, I think on Instagram she's called like All Well Sewing or something like that. So I've sewn a few of her patterns. I don't think this bag is in the book, or am I wrong? I don't remember. No, I don't think so. But I bought the like single pattern for it online, and there's a few different options, like a few different sizes. And I really love this bag, particularly for unspun wool, because you can just, it's round and it like perfectly fits the plate of unspun without having to like spin it up or do anything. So I just center pull and put it in the round bag, and I can knit directly from the bag. So I have a cake in here and a ball of mohair, and that's what I'm knitting this sweater with. So it's like one unspun, one mohair, and it's really light and airy, but again, I know it's still going to be nice and can keep me warm. So this is my second time knitting this pattern. This is the Yggdrasil by Anna. I'm not going to say her last name because I don't know how to pronounce it. And this is my second time knitting this sweater. It's a pretty basic sweater, but it's got these beautiful cables that run down the raglan, and then also they continue to run down the side. And I love that detail. Then there's like some purl stitches in between, so it really makes it stand out. I knit this before also with unspun, but I think I held two strands of unspun together, so it was a lot more dense and heavy, and I wanted this one to be more airy and light. And it was green. It's here. So this is the finished one. I've showed it here before, but it was in like a long ago episode. So this is like blocked and finished. I knit this so long ago, a couple of years at least, and it still looks brand new. That's one of the things I love about knitting with the Plutelopi, is like it doesn't, you know, even under the arms, like it doesn't pill, and it looks new and holds up over time so well. It's amazing. So yeah, this is, you know, I'm just recreating it with a slightly lighter fabric and in black, of course, because it's gonna be like, you know, a nice daily staple that you can throw on with jeans or skirts. I have the body finished. I haven't bound off because I want to do an Italian bind off, but doing an Italian bind off with unspun is not fun at all. It's very difficult. The unspun, there's just too much friction bringing it through, and it ends up breaking. And I got to this point while I was at my knitting group, and I didn't want to have to like focus on that, so I just broke the yarn. And yeah, so then I just started on the sleeve because the sleeve is pretty easy. You don't have to think about it too much. So yeah, my cute little sleeve. The sleeves are tapered, so I've got all these little guys, and yeah, I think it's gonna fit so perfectly. That's like one of the benefits of reknitting a pattern that you've knit before, is you already know, you know, the length that you already knit it to, you know it's gonna fit your body the way that you want it to fit. And yeah, I think I talked about in a previous episode how I've been trying to remake patterns that I already have, rather than just like making the next best pattern that comes out. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just think that, like, you know, we pay for these patterns and we knit something and we're like, oh, I love this, you know, like why not knit it again, you know, or knit it in a different size for a family member or something like that. I think my girls would love a sweater like this too, so maybe I could reknit it for them. Yeah, and it's, you know, it's mindless, but the cables give it just enough of something to make it interesting, keeps your attention, and it gives something that catches the eye to make it a little bit more special than just a plain sweater. So yeah, I love her patterns. I think when I'm finished with this one, I'm gonna cast on another. Hello? Hi. 1 second. Sorry about the intrusion. My little one was looking for something. What was I talking about? Okay, I was talking about what I think I want to work on next. So Anna has a newish pattern, and I can't remember what the name of it is now. But it's a cardigan, and it has some like cable details and these really cute little motifs on the back. So I've been wanting to knit that one ever since she showed it on Instagram. And it's knit with 1 strand of Unspun and 1 strand of Headband, which I was thinking probably I would knit it with 1 strand of Unspun and 1 strand of mohair just to give it a bit more fluff. And so I did order extra Plutelopi to do that. But I feel like until I'm finished with finals, that's probably not the best thing to cast on yet. So then I was thinking maybe I'll cast on her Valkyria cardigan. So that's, you know, a nice cropped, it doesn't have any like motifs or anything. It's got nice puffy sleeves. But again, it's like a nice light, airy kind of perfect for spring sweater, which I think I could also pull off knitting in Plutelopi. So those are my knitting plans coming up. Also, my daughter asked for a pair of slippers, so I think I'm gonna knit her the there and back again slippers. They've got like a cute little detail down the front, and you can knit them in Plutelopi or Letlopi. So that's what I got the wool for, and that's what you know, that's my latest, what's the term, hyper focus, is that type of wool. So yeah, I think I go through different hyper focuses of wool depending on the time of year, or usually whatever mood I'm in. And those plates are my hyper focus right now. Yeah, so those are my upcoming plans. I think I don't always stick to my plans. I might see something else and go nuts and do something completely different, but that's in my mind what my next plan is. Yeah, so books I've been reading lately. Again, I've mostly been reading books for university. My reading time is not a lot, but I do always love to have a like physical book to read before I go to bed that is not school related, just to, you know, relax and get sleepy. So last year I started the Lord of the Rings series. I had never actually read them before. I read The Hobbit, which is like obviously an easier read, but I've always wanted to read the Lord of the Rings series. And although it's a lot and it takes a lot to get through, I'm now almost finished with the last book in the series. So I'm really excited that when I finish this, I can just say, I read the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, because I've never been able to say that before. Yeah, and that's kind of the reason that I wanted to read it. It's just so I could say that, just so I could have that in my pocket and be like, yeah, I read it. I didn't just watch the movies. But they're really good. It's good to read them because there's a lot of stuff, if you like Lord of the Rings, there's a lot of stuff in the books that are not in the movies. And some bits that are just kind of like, oh, why didn't they put that in? That was so good, you know? So I'm glad that I read it, but you know, could have been a little more romance in there, you know, just like a little bit for me. I like a little bit more romance. And then I recently just acquired this book in the mail, which I've been wanting for a while to add to my kind of crafty library, and I have not started it yet. It'll be my by the bedside book once I'm finished The Lord of the Rings, which will be nice to kind of, you know, change pace a little bit with that. And I feel like it'll be really inspiring and eye-opening for the things that I'm studying, which is material culture and craft in a kind of folkloric concept, which is so cool because I didn't really know that I could just study something that I have an extreme interest in a, you know, academic sort of way. And it's making my heart so full and so happy. So yeah, life lately has been really, really busy and a lot of work, but really fulfilling, really soul filling for me. So yeah, I'm hoping to be able to kind of chat more about that on here over time when I kind of feel more confident with it, less imposter syndrome-y, and kind of bring, you know, more historical and folkloric information to the channel to go along with, you know, the knitting and stuff like that too. That's the dream anyway. So I'm really happy to be back chatting with you guys. I would love to say that I'll have a video out every 2 weeks or something. If I can stick to that, that would be ideal, because I really love being on YouTube, and I love chatting with you guys in the comments, and the community that this has fostered I feel like is a really positive one in, you know, the crazy world that we live in right now, and we all need more positive, you know, outlets and people to talk to. So yeah, I hope that you are all doing well and you're doing something that inspires you. Have a nice